Hey, how's it going? And today we're going to be exploring how to composite video, green screen video, into a CGI background. And there's a few steps involved with this, and hopefully I can give you some pointers as we go to make this as productive for you as possible. So right now we're in Unreal Engine 5, and we're just going to use a blank game template. And I'm just going to call this Comp 77 and just go create. It just takes a minute to load in. There's a couple little gotchas along the way on this, and the first thing that we're going to do, well, a couple things first. Let me explain something just real quick before we begin. So one of the things that you're going to need before you do this is you're going to need some green screen footage. And what you're going to have to do is create a folder somewhere on your hard drive. And if, let's say, your footage, green screen footage is MP4, bring it into your video editing software. I'm using Vegas Pro. And then just render it out into that folder. In Vegas Pro, I can just come into render as, and I can render it out as a PNG sequence. So get your MP4 footage or whatever your video file footage is, and however you have to do it, render it out as a PNG sequence and put that in a folder. Unreal Engine, for some reason, doesn't like video wrappers. It doesn't like MP4s. It doesn't like MOV files. It's set up for PNG sequences. So that's what you've got to do. First things first. And there's that. And then the second thing is, there's a lot to this tutorial. I mean, and in a lot of these tutorials there are. And so one of my psychological tips to you is to, when you're going over a video and it has like 50 steps, it can get overwhelming and daunting. And so one thing you can do to help yourself is to break it into categories or sections. So in this case, we have plugins and preferences. And then we're going to import our footage. And then we're going to set up our background CGI and camera. Then we're going to comp those things. Then we have to set up a texture because that's the way Unreal does things. And then we're going to do the chroma key. And then later I'll do another tutorial about chroma keying a little bit more and how to export your footage. But if you look at this, plugins and preferences, import background, comp, texture, chroma key, that's PIBCTC. So what you can do is remember this as whatever you want to remember it as. The best I could come up with, poor ignorant boy can't talk correctly. And what that does is that helps me to remember why I'm doing what I'm doing, because it's just so much information. So poor ignorant boy can't talk correctly. So there we go. So we're going to start here with plugins and preferences. And then we'll go into import, and hopefully this will make more sense as we go. So anyway, we're in our project, and of course to our workflow, we're going to go into edit, project settings, and here we got to search for something called alpha linear. And it's here under, it's a post-processing effect. Enable alpha channel support in post-processing. And we're going to set that to linear color space only. And then we can close this window. And then we got to go into editor, and then we've got to go to plugins, and we've got to get composure. Because basically this is the program within Unreal that lets us composite video over a CGI background. And unfortunately we have to restart our system. So that's just going to take a minute to do. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to import our background. So there's our plugin screen. Okay, so now we want to get our video footage into Unreal Engine, or at least tell Unreal Engine where our video footage is. And to do that, I'm going to right click and go to Media, Image, Media Source. So here I'm telling Unreal Engine where is my video footage, which is, remember, a PNG sequence. So I click here, and this is my folder of that MP4 file that I rendered out as a PNG sequence. So I just click the first frame on that and go open. So now Unreal Engine knows where my video footage is. And under Advanced, I'm going to set my frame rate override to NTSC. You can set it to whatever works for you. And then once that's done, I'm just going to save that. So now we've told Unreal Engine where our video footage is. Now we have to tell Unreal, it's kind of like programming. We have to tell it every step of the way of what to do. So now we knows where our footage is, but it needs something to play it. So we have to right click, go back into the media, and get our media player. And video output, yes, that's correct. We can just leave it named that. And when I click it, it automatically creates the output, the footage that we're going to be using. So this is what we're going to be using as our output. But if I click on the TV set here, this is our player, And if I click on this, you'll see my footage play back. Now what I want to do is keep this looping and minimize this. So I want this to be basically streaming. You can think of this as almost as streaming. Like even though it's static footage, we want it kind of streaming into Unreal so we don't lose it. So we'll leave it minimized and running in the background. So that takes care of that. Now what we can do is move over. We should have loaded Composer by now. If you don't see the tab here, you have to come to Windows Virtual Production and you'll see it right there. And then enable it. So we go into our Composer tab. Now here is, so we've back to our situation here. Plugins and preferences. We imported our footage. Now we're going to set up our background, CGI, and camera. So if I come back into Unreal Engine, I'm on the Composer tab. Now we're going to set up the CGI part. We've got our footage in. So now we just have to set up the rest. So the background, the camera is essentially our CGI. To do that, we're going to set up our comp here, which is basically our structure of how we're going to do this. So the comp is a container for the background and the foreground that we're going to be working with. So right click here and create new comp and go empty comp. It doesn't matter what it's called. Now you can think of comp as a folder and layers as the files in that folder. So now we have our folder, which is empty, and we need the files. We need a background and a foreground. To do that, we need layers. So we're going to add a layer element, and this is going to be a media plate. You see the little icon there. Basically, it's our video footage, and you have to click this to get into it. So now you don't see anything playing because we haven't told Unreal Engine what we want to put in this media plate. So if we come down here to input and click inputs there and click input there, so there's 3 levels we got to go into this thing. This is so funny because it's such a small little thing we're working with. If we click this window on the side, there's our media texture, and if I click this, we should see it in the picture-in-picture there. So far so good. Okay, so that takes care of that part of it. Now we just need a camera. What we're going to do, and this camera is basically going to film our background CGI imagery. So we're going to come here and go to Cinematic, add a cine camera. Now notice when I did that, the picture-in-picture changed, but there's my camera. Now I want you to pay attention to something. There's our camera, right? And what we're going to do now is we need a layer to put that camera on inside of the composition. So we're going to click here on that. We're going to right click and add another layer element, and this time it's going to be a CG layer, and you can think of it because it's what's going to be capturing our 3D scene in the background. And notice once I did that, did you see how the camera changed? So these are kind of like one and the same, but basically they're calling it CGI element 1 because it's capturing our background scene. But now we have to tell the program, if I click on comp, I've got to set the input. See how it still says empty? Because although we have our CGI element here, we haven't really actually connected it yet. So we have to come here and click there for cine element. It's still showing as empty, but at least I know that it's hooked up. And you'll see what we're going to do here in a minute. Now Unreal has their own way of doing things. If you think about compositing, it's nothing new. Every video editing program can do compositing. It's just we're doing it in Unreal, and the advantage to this is that it gives us a 3D environment that we can use as a backdrop, and that can be any kind of crazy world, probably a lot different kinds of worlds than you could create or film otherwise. So that's the advantage of doing this in Unreal Engine. Now the Unreal Engine way is that they create the actual composition using this structure. They use a material for some reason, and to a certain extent it almost seems like this functionality should already be built into Unreal, but you kind of have to build it yourself, which is interesting, right? So we're going to come here and go material, and this is basically creating our composition, our composite here. So we go into materials here, and we got to set the material domain to post-processing, and then if we come up here on the graph, we right click. You can type in 2D, and we're looking for this texture sample parameter 2D. And we need 2 of these, so we're right click again and go 2D, or you can duplicate that other one, but we need two of them. Now this is an important point, is that these should be named exactly the same as what's in our composer. So let me just drag these and dock these right now. So if I come up here and go into composer, you might want to write this down. We have media underscore plate 1 and CGI underscore element 1. So this is basically going to be our foreground that we're going to alpha key. We're going to chroma key out that green, and it'll show through to the CGI element in the background. These names have to be exact. So here under parameter, we're going to click this top one, and we just need to type in media underscore player 1, and then on this one the name's going to be CG underscore element 1. Then all we have to do is, we're basically building the compositor. That's why I say at some point I think this will be a built-in function. Now we're just going to type in over, and then all we have to do is plug RGBA into here, RGBA into B, and then this into emissive color, which is basically our output. Then we go apply and save. It's this weird texture, and all I can think of is it looks like you know, film that gets burned or something. I'm not really sure what that's all about. So anyway, we can come back in here now, and we're almost there. We're almost in the home stretch. So now if we come back here and click on composer, there's this one here that's called transform compositing pass, and then we're going to hit plus here, and then we're going to click on this, and then we want to bring in our materials. So look at that, what we had to do. We had to go into transform compositing pass, go into transform passes, and then create a transform pass, which is actually an array element. Now we got to go back to content browser and drag our material that we just created onto here, and we call it a material, but it's really not a material. It's what it actually is it's creating our actual composite by putting a layer A over layer B. So, but they call it a material, so it's kind of confusing. And then if we click on input elements here, what you're going to see is these are our layers, right? So there's our media player 1, but you see there's nothing there, right? So what we have to do is click the media plate 1, and these are our two layers. So this is our foreground layer here, and this is our background layer here. So we're almost done. The only reason we don't see the CGI element is because this screen is blocking it out. This layer is blocking it out. So once we key this out, we'll be able to see through to the CGI element. Now to key that out, all we have to do is go onto our, come back into here to composer and go on our media plate, and here's where the chroma key is. So just to show you how easy this is, there's basically three components to this. There's a chroma key, there's a despill, and an erode. So these are basically tools that can help you get a better looking key. Actually, side note here, with blonde hair like this, it's actually better that it be a blue screen, not a green screen. So that's just a little FYI there. But we can go here to chroma key, and then we got to come down here to this array. Everything's stored as arrays. So we got to click on this button to add an array, and then we got to click on this button. And when we do that, you'll notice the screen pops up big, and we just got to pick a green color, and there we go. And I'll just accept that. Now, basically, we've got our key, but it's not a very good one, because if I click on composite, you can now see the whole thing right there. So the only thing to do here, left to do here, is to clean up this key, because it's not very good. And that's why you have these other two options available for you here. You have, I got to go back to the media plate here. That's just our first pass at it, you could say. And what we really need to do is get some despill going here. So the same process we repeat, and each one helps us at getting a better key. So we're going to go here to despill. We click the plus. We click the plus again. And now it wants color basically around the rim here. So I can pick that color there. and accept it. And now it's looking better. I should note too that also if you look here at the required material parameters, there's one here. Let's see, where is it? For some reason I can't find it right at the moment. Oh, here it is. Under material parameters, had to really search for that. There's one called Vignette Outer, so if you see green here on the edges, you can try increasing that. But I didn't. I saw it and then I didn't see it anymore. This is a whole new section in here as far as chroma keying, so I'm not going to get too far into all of this. I'm just going, and then a road will actually contract it tighter, and so I don't know, sometimes that doesn't look so good. It might need to be feathered, and it's not really a feathering effect. So if I click on the comp, you kind of see what we got, which isn't bad. Of course, we do need to work on lighting her more to the scene, but other than that, we're pretty much done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the video here, and I'm going to do a part 2, and we'll get a little bit more into where we can go from here. I just don't want to put too much into this video, and so thank you very much, and I hope you stay around for part 2.